This evening, first, payday boost. President Finale announces a major salary hike for joint services ranks, bringing the minimum wage to $130,000. Plus, tragic drowning. An Atlanta college student visiting Guyana for his 18th birthday loses his life in the Demerara River. Family shares heartbreaking details. Also, abduction scandal. A police officer faces charges and another suspect is arrested in the shocking October kidnapping of an Aurora gold mining supervisor. And workplace safety crisis. Labor Minister Joseph Hamilton reports a shocking 60% spike in workplace fatalities this year, calling for urgent action to save lives. Finally, Californian fire. A massive wildfire races through upscale Los Angeles neighborhoods, threatening thousands of homes. Stay tuned for these stories and more coming up on Headline News Update. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for January 8th, 2025. I am Lily Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, President Dr. Mohamed Finale earlier today revealed that all joint services ranks will receive a minimum salary of $130,000 per month, an increase from the current $105,000 to $110,000 for constables.
I have spoken to the Minister of Finance and I've asked that he ensure that every rank in the Guyana, in the joint services, that is at the constable level, that every rank be paid a minimum salary of $130,000. So that there is consistency.
The announcement was made at the commissioning of the newly constructed Guyana Fire Service headquarters on Homestretch Avenue. This follows December's announcement of a 1-month bonus for joint services ranks, alongside a 7% retroactive salary increase for public servants. Meanwhile, 2 officers will not be benefiting from the potential salary increases as they are under investigation for an abduction that occurred last month. More from Malcolm Carter.
Close to 3 months after the October 10, 2024 abduction of Kevin Feetku, an operations supervisor at Aurora Gold Mining Inc., Police Lance Corporal Delon Young was charged and 29-year-old Akimo Arak Bromel was arrested in connection with the incident. Lance Corporal Young of the Bricktown Police Station's Traffic Department was charged with conspiracy to commit a felony when he appeared at the Spurn Dams Magistrates Court on Tuesday, January 7th. He pleaded not guilty and was released on $40,000 bail. He is scheduled to return to court on February 25, 2025. Bromel of Bel Air Springs was arrested along the Linden Highway today following a wanted bulletin being issued for his arrest in connection with the incident. The abduction occurred at approximately 12:30 hours at the Giftland Mall car park in Liliendal, Georgetown. Feetku was reportedly forcibly taken by 3 men, 2 police officers and another posing as an officer, who stole $9.5 million from him. Surveillance footage showed the suspects arriving in a heavily tinted silver gray Toyota Primo, confronting Feetku, handcuffing him and forcing him into their car. The men took him to his Providence Eastbank Demerara home, where they coerced him into handing over their money. The following day, they returned in a police vehicle and extorted an additional $40,000. Meanwhile, Commander McBean said the other rank involved faces disciplinary charges for unauthorized use of a police vehicle. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. An 18-year-old Guyanese living abroad who was home on vacation tragically lost his life on Boxing Day after a boating accident in Linden. Here again is Malcolm Carter.
The tragic death of 18-year-old Demarius Willibus Payne, who drowned on Boxing Day at Kumaka Mines, Linden, has been confirmed as drowning, according to a post-mortem examination conducted by government pathologist Dr. Nihal Singh. Payne, a college student from Atlanta, Georgia, USA, and Linden, was visiting Guyana to celebrate his 18th birthday with family. Payne met his demise on Boxing Day while he was out boating in the Demerara River with his family. Payne's aunt, Onika Nar, clarified details surrounding the incident, stating that they were in a boat that tragically sank in the Demerara River. She noted that while swimming, Payne caught a cramp and panicked. This led to him ingesting water. Family members pulled him from the water, but efforts to revive him were unsuccessful. He was pronounced dead on arrival in the Linden Hospital complex. The PME performance on December 3rd confirmed drowning as the cause of death, and the body was handed over to the family for burial. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Stick around when we return. Maternal waiting home opens in Mabaruma to enhance maternal care, and workplace fatalities rise by 60% in 2024.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown, telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. A Northeast Penitence Healthcare Center in Georgetown has reopened following an upgrade, enhancing primary healthcare access for over 7,000 residents from East Rijnveld to Lamaha Park and surrounding areas. Reopening during a ceremony on Tuesday, the facility offers expanded services including vaccinations for 19 preventable diseases, school health screening, diabetes testing, and infectious disease monitoring. A dental suite is set to be added in the coming months. Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, highlighted the role of the center in supporting the Heart's initiative for early detection and treatment of cardiovascular or heart diseases, ensuring patients have access to effective medication. The upgrades align with the country's collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, providing 115 healthcare interventions nationwide. Plans for further improvements in Georgetown include constructing a health center in Campbellville equipped with advanced medical services to reduce the patient load at the Georgetown Public Hospital. In other news, workplace fatalities in Guyana rose 60% in 2024, with the mining and construction sectors leading. Malcolm Carter has more details.
The Ministry of Labor has reported a 60% increase in workplace fatalities in 2024, with 32 deaths compared to 22 in 2023. Minister of Labor Joseph Hamilton revealed the grim statistics during the ministry's year-end press conference, noting that 31 of the victims were male and 1 was female. The mining and quarrying sector accounted for 48% of the fatalities, while construction also contributed significantly.
Regrettably, with all that we have done in 2024, 32 persons lost their lives in workplaces, primarily in mining and construction.
Minister Hamilton expressed that unsafe working system and conditions were identified as key causes despite efforts to improve workplace safety.
If we don't change the culture in this country, let us all prepare to go play dominoes and cards at weak houses and bury people the next week.
He called for a national campaign to shift attitudes towards safety. In addition to fatalities, 144 non-fatal accidents were investigated, with the agriculture sector leading at 61.3%. Additionally, the ministry has recovered over $31.7 million in unpaid wages in 2024 and conducted over 3,000 inspections, exceeding its target by 15%. A labor app also empowered workers to report violations anonymously, contributing to a 6% rise in complaints. Minister Hamilton underscored the need for enhanced safety training and enforcement in 2025, stressing that economic growth must not come at the cost of workers' lives or rights. Reporting for Headline News Update, Malcolm Carter.
Thanks, Malcolm. Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, commissioned a new maternal waiting home on Tuesday at Mabaruma Region 1. The facility will provide a safe and comfortable environment for pregnant women at 34 weeks, especially from far-flung communities who require additional care. The waiting home is part of the ministry's broader vision to achieve zero maternal deaths. It has 12 beds, a kitchen, a dining area, and a washroom facility, a delivery room, and an on-call room. Don't go away after the break. Meta's content moderation U-turn, company to phase out active fact-checking, and 13 Cuban soldiers missing after explosions rock ammo depot.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Cab Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. How smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world.
Good evening, I'm Malcolm Carter and welcome to our regional and international news segment, keeping you informed and up to date with the trending news stories from around the world. First up in the Caribbean, 13 Cuban soldiers, including 4 officers, are missing after explosions at an arms depot in Holguin, triggered by a fire. The blast shook a nearby rural area 450 miles from Havana, prompting the evacuation of 361 residents. Rescue teams and firefighters continue efforts amid plumes of smoke and flames. With authorities investigating the incident, videos show the aftermath while soldiers and police secure the site. We now turn our attention to Central America, where Panama is asserting its sovereignty over the Panama Canal as non-negotiable after the US President-elect Donald Trump suggests possible military action to seize it. Trump also falsely claimed Chinese soldiers operate the canal, sparking a strong response from Panama's Foreign Minister Javier Martinez Acha, who emphasized Panamanian control since 1999 under a U.S. Panama Treaty. Trump criticized the canal's handover as a, quote, mistake and expressed interest in acquiring it and Greenland, prompting Panama's government to firmly deny any offers or negotiations. Meanwhile, in North America, a massive and fast-moving wildfire in California has burnt more than 1,000 hectares so far and is currently now threatening thousands of homes in an upscale neighborhood of Los Angeles. Al Jazeera's Rael Carlson reports.
People poured out of the Pacific Palisades as flames and smoke billowed above the Los Angeles neighborhood. With the roads clogged with traffic, some people chose to walk away from the fire.
Fires were this close to the cars. People left their cars on Palisades Drive, burning up the hillside, the palm trees, everything's going. And the wind and the firemen are great, but you can only do so much.
Crews were battling smaller fires in the area throughout Tuesday, trying to get them under control before they were whipped up by the powerful winds.
We saw some literally flaming debris landed in the road. So it seemed to me, let's get out of here. Whatever I lose, and there's nothing I can do about it.
The flames dotted the hillside, coming dangerously close to some homes, completely engulfing others.
It's just so sad. And I feel for everyone that's lost property and fires. I've never been this close to it.
California's governor pleaded with those still at home to heed the calls to leave.
Many structures already destroyed, and the fact that people were still not evacuated is a reminder of how serious this moment is and how important it is you listen to these evacuation orders. We've all been to memorials. I've never been to a memorial for a building.
The National Weather Service issued its highest alert even before the blaze began, warning of extreme fire conditions in much of LA County. Officials are bracing for wind gusts that could reach 160 kilometers an hour, continuing to fan the flames. Riley Carlson, Al Jazeera.
Finally, social media giant Meta has announced the termination of its fact-checking program in the United States. Previously overseen by specialized research organizations, the initiative will be replaced by a community-based system akin to one implemented by X, formerly Twitter. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports.
At Meta, we're focused on building the fundamental technology that will help bring the metaverse.
Meta's CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, has long been a champion of active content moderation. He's now reversed his position, basically giving in to conservatives who had accused Meta of practicing a form of censorship, a U-turn that he acknowledges reflects shifts in the US political landscape.
After Trump first got elected in 2016, the legacy media wrote non-stop about how misinformation was a threat to democracy. We tried in good faith to address those concerns without becoming the arbiters of truth. But the fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created.
Over the next few months, Meta will phase in what is described as a community note system, in which essentially users themselves police and regulate the platform. It's similar to what was introduced on X, but it also follows the model established by Wikipedia, one of the most used and most respected fact-searching platforms.
Community Notes is a great model that empowers users to build trust and support reliable content on the platform. It's pretty great that Meta is seeking scalable solutions like empowering its community to provide input on questionable posts to improve trust and support free expression on its services. But at the same time, communities are only as well informed as the information to which they have access.
Wait, sit down.
The president-elect Donald Trump has been famously opposed to fact-checking. After a presidential debate in September with candidate Kamala Harris, Trump threatened to shut down ABC News for fact-checking him in real time. And he's fulminated about his extensive social media output being constantly subject to a truth or lie review by the media and others. Mark Zuckerberg was one of the many tech figures financially contributing to Trump's election campaign. His decision to remove formal fact-checking on Meta's platform has been warmly received by the president-elect. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
And that wraps up our regional and international news segment for tonight. Thank you for joining us as we bring you the latest updates from around the globe. I'm Malcolm Carter. Good night, and see you next time.
Thanks, Malcolm. This brings us to the end of our regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 30-minute forecast. And that's it, TV2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.